and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you are new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a full-time writing instructor currently on summer break from the university, which I am enjoying immensely, and a part-time content creator and indie author, and I have 6 books published. Welcome back to all of my lovely returning viewers. It's great to have you back here. It is Monday, and it's a holiday Monday, so I'm on summer break, so every day is a holiday in a way, and I'm definitely still easing back into things after my 2-week shutdown break. So it's not Monday, this wouldn't normally be a work day anyway, but I'm still gonna try to channel some of those holiday Monday vibes and just really chill. But it is the 29th of May, so it's the Memorial Day weekend holiday. I have just gone out for a walk, so I'm sucking down the last of this water. I haven't been able to go the last few days, but I'm trying to still get out for a walk around my neighborhood for as long as I possibly can. Late May, early June is definitely pushing it, but it wasn't that bad this morning. It was 87, 88 when I went out there. I needed to wash my hair this morning before I vlog the rest of the day. And so I figured, well, if I'm gonna have to wash my hair anyway, I may as well just go out. I'll get hot, I'll get sweaty, but I'll just come home and take a shower. And then it ended up I'm still hot and sweaty, but not as bad as I was prepared for, and really would have probably been less overheated if I had stuck to my original plan of 25 minutes instead of increasing that to just over 40. But it was so nice. It was so nice. I mean, again, warm. It's warm. What is 89 degrees in Celsius? 32. It's 32 out there. It's going up to 36 degrees Celsius today, or 97 degrees Fahrenheit. But I'm really glad I went for a walk. There were 2 Palo Verde trees that were blooming late, so that was amazing and made me so happy. There are these purple trees. They're not acacias and they're not wisteria, but they do have, and they're not Texas mountain laurel either, but they've got purple cone-shaped flowers, but the cones point upwards. But it was just so pretty, and there was this stretch I was on, there were 4 or 5 of these down the sidewalk from each other. Some of the saguaros were still blooming, which was amazing. So it's just been a weird bloom season this year, but I'm loving it. I'm grateful because it's meant I still had some Palo Verde trees to look at. So definitely took some pictures and some video for all of you. So yeah, I had a lovely walk. It was much nicer than I was expecting it to be, but it is now 11:37. This vlog I want to talk planning, because this vlog is going to go up on Wednesday, May 31st. So I want to plan June and just have a think about the summer and have a think about books. So yeah, I'm gonna go take my shower and get on with a lovely, cozy holiday Monday. Alrighty, it is now, it's getting late. It's not that late, but it's 3 o'clock. It's getting late. I'm finally at my desk with all my planner stuff. I was thinking, I don't need my computer. Yes, I do, because I need to print off planner pages. But I'm gonna get everything switched over from this planner binder, my pink one, into my really pretty flower one. I love this one, particularly for summer. But then I also have my writing tracker archive, and I realized I hadn't started a general planner archive, so I have a blank notebook, I can't speak, a blank notebook to put January, probably January through, I may as well put May in there because I didn't even use May. I did not do any planning for May, none. I guess I'll put April and May in here along with June, and then the monthly pages for the rest of the year. So yeah, so I'm gonna get everything swapped over to this planner binder. The pages I'm going to archive, I will archive into these 2 binders, and then I will get my laptop opened up And once I've cleared some of these binders away, I will get the laptop out and print off the June pages and get those trimmed, 6-hole punched, and placed into the binder, and then we will start talking actual plans. Okay, everything is set. Everything is ready to be decorated. This is the fun part. I'm not going to decorate the whole month, but I want to decorate this week, and then I want to decorate the monthly spread for June and my task page and monthly dashboard page. Decorate that a little bit, and then probably save decorating next week. For next week. I've pulled out a bunch of stickers. I need to do a massive reorganization and probably a bit of a cull of my sticker drawer because I can't stop buying new stickers, but there's just some sticker books and packs that I just don't really use as much anymore, as well as some that I honestly could probably just thin out a bit or use up. Like this pack, it's a Happy Planner pack. This page only has 3 stickers left on it, but then I have a ton of packs with stickers like these, just like stars and arrows and hearts and asterisks and banners and things. I'm like, I rarely use these. And then like appointment and important and reminder stickers, I don't use those because I don't put stickers on my wall planners, my wall calendars. So I don't know. But then like I've got packs like this from Rifle Paper Co. that like I've been rationing. This one has 3 sheets in it, and I've been very carefully and very strategically using them or not using them as the case may be. Like there's some that I just don't want to use because then I'll never be able to use them again. Does anyone else have that problem with stickers? Like it's kind of like the notebook conundrum. You buy a pretty notebook because you want to have and use a pretty notebook, but then the notebook is too pretty to actually be used. I buy sticker packs because I love the stickers on it, but then I don't use them because they're too pretty to be used. Whereas like I have another Rifle Paper Co. pack, this one, that I do use because there's multiple sheets of the same thing. Here's a couple others of them. I can use that one, but like I'll get down, eventually I'll get down to the last, how many more are in here? Do I have, I think I've got one more sheet that's not been used, any of them. So like I will use up these 3, but then at some point this one is just gonna sit in the drawer for like 2 years before I finally cave and use it. Am I the only one? Someone please let me know, because I don't think I'm the only one. I know I'm not the only one with the pretty notebook issue, where notebooks are just sometimes too pretty to be used. So I don't think I'm the only one with the sticker issue, but I very well could be. So yeah, I'm just gonna sort through these stickers, change my battery light apparently, do some sticker decorating, and start thinking about plans, and then we'll talk about plans. o'clock. How did that happen? I still need to do some writing. Got my planner set up and it's all in the nice, pretty floral binder, so I'm very excited about that. Trying not to get overwhelmed by everything I've written down on my... I've not been doing a whole lot of like personal planning. Like, I just feel like there's daily tasks that will just get done and like chores and things. There's some home improvement projects like organizing, decluttering, rearranging, things like that that I want to do throughout the summer. I'm not writing those down. I did start writing those down in my notes app, so I'll add those to the personal pages for my planner. Like, I need to make an eye appointment. I have not had my vision checked since 2019, I think. So it's been a while. I want to clean up my bedroom. I want to rearrange this office. Like, there are personal things I want to get done, but I've been focusing on the brain dump page in my writing tracker. This month, May, I really have only checked off 2 things. I took my 2-week break and I have written another 30K in Independent Hearts 3. I'm currently up to like 33,000 words and I still have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday to write. So it's going to be a really good writing month, which tells me that I will be able to finish this book next month or in June, even if it goes over 100K, which I really don't think it will. If it does, it'll only be by a couple thousand. So I definitely will have less than 30,000 to write in it in June. But there were other things I haven't gotten done, and I don't know that I will get them done in the next 3 days. I'm gonna try to write the newsletter. I really wanted to put a newsletter out this month for May, because I haven't put out a newsletter since January, I think, or maybe it was even December. So again, link to sign up to my newsletter is in the description box. I don't spam your email because it's been like almost 6 months since I sent the last one. I do need to get into a better routine and a better habit. I think I need to create a better template to use. I don't know if that would make a difference, but yeah. So in my brain dump, I've got 4 categories: Independent Hearts, Across the Pond, Royal Romance, and then general marketing, coaching, business tasks. So marketing for the books, marketing for coaching, my coaching business, and other tasks for my coaching business. So we'll see how much of this stuff gets done. I really, if I don't get an email sent out in the next couple days, even if I do, I want to send an email in June. It'll either be the beginning of June or the end of June. It'll be the beginning of June if I don't get one done in the next couple days. It'll be the end of June if I manage to get one out in the last couple days of May. But then there's a lot of content I want to create for my coaching business so that I can start doing some content marketing for that. And I also want to set up a Kindle countdown deal for one of my books. I don't know which one. It'll just be the Kindle version only. If there's a particular book that you would like, I haven't decided if I would do a 99-cent deal or $1.99, but if there is a book that you would like to get out of my existing books at a lower price for the Kindle version, you can let me know which one you would like to see a Kindle countdown deal for. Kindle only, and only UK and US, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're a US or a UK reader and you'd like a little bit of a deal on one of my books, let me know which book you'd want, and I will take that into consideration. I also need to update the paperback pricing. Other indie authors who have published through Amazon, let me know your thoughts on this. The printing cost is going up, which means we've got to adjust the retail cost of our books or we'll get a lower royalty. So I need to go through there. They are offering a bulk price increase, so I'm gonna do that, I think. And then if it makes any of my books too high of a price, I'll go in individually and make some adjustments. But from what I've read from within the like indie publishing community, it's not gonna be that intense, so we'll see. But if you've been wanting to get one of my paperbacks, I would recommend doing that soon-ish, like within the next few days or a week of this vlog going up, because the deadline to change all of those is June 19th, but I will probably be doing it before that. So like, I probably won't get to it before next week, which would be June 5th. So yeah, if you've been wanting my paperbacks, I'd recommend getting them soon. Otherwise, they could end up being an extra 50 cents, $1 more. I don't think it's gonna go up more than like $1 or $2 as far as the cost. So, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's affecting people who publish 6x9 or bigger. I thought 6x9 was a standard size. I have a lot of romance novels and other novels in 6x9, but now I'm realizing I probably should have done like 5x8.5 or something like that. So I'll keep that in mind for, although I don't want to do that for Royal Romance, because then Royal Romance will be a different size on the shelf than all of my other books. It's just, anyway, it's a separate rant, but it's a bit annoying. It is what it is. So there's a lot of marketing tasks. As far as book tasks, Independent Hearts and Across the Pond 4 both have a lot of work to be done, and those are the books I'm hoping to get published in the next one and two books. I don't know which is going to happen first. Technically, Across the Pond 4 is ahead because that's the one that's fully drafted, and I've now had a break from it, so like I'm ready to dive into editing it. But I will have Independent Hearts finished by the end of this month, and part of me wants to let that one leapfrog over Across the Pond 4 because Across the Pond is no longer on a schedule. Book 1 came out Christmas Day 2019, and then the paperback didn't even come out until April of 2020. Book 2 came out early December of 2020. Book 3 was supposed to come out December of 2021 and didn't come out until April of 2022. So Across the Pond is like completely off a schedule. Whereas Independent Hearts, they haven't come out exactly the same, but like Bookshop I think came out in September of 2021 and Inn of Hopes and Dreams came out in October of 2022. So I kind of want Independent Hearts 3 to come out. September would probably be pushing it, if I'm being honest, but I'm hoping for October or November, sometime in autumn. Even though the book is technically set in January to start with, I think it would still be fine to have it come out in autumn going into autumn winter, because it's still gonna have all of those cozy wintry vibes kind of a thing and seasonal transition vibes. I just feel like since that one is already on a schedule, I'd like to keep it that way. So I will probably take a slight break from Independent Hearts 3 and start editing Across the Pond 4, but then let it leapfrog and put more of the focus on editing Independent Hearts 3 throughout the second half of June probably. So probably do a first pass of edits on Across the Pond in the beginning of June, and then let that one take a slight backseat. And I'm hoping to have that one out December or January. So 2 or 3 months after Independent Hearts. So it wouldn't be that much behind, but just a little bit. So for Across the Pond and Independent Hearts 3, I need to do the editing. This month or June, I need to finish the rough draft for Independent Hearts 3. I also in June want to put together my design presentation for the cover and start working on the cover illustration. I'd like to have a rough illustration done by the end of the month so that in July I'm doing the final line illustration and importing everything and arranging everything in Photoshop to be colored in. For Across the Pond, I want to do a Kindle read through, so just read through it quickly on my Kindle as if it's a finished copy. What do I think of the overall pacing? What do I think of the characters, character development, plot development, all of those things, just as objectively as possible. What's the general feeling I get from the book? So I'll do a Kindle read through for that. Then I want to do a Scrivener read through where I will read through it on Scrivener, and in each chapter I'll make notes and comments, as well as in my project notebook make notes and comments of the things I want to fix. I still need to talk to, I need to send both books all books because Mom hasn't read any of them yet. I need to send everything to Mom, so she's my other alpha reader. But my other 2 alpha readers, I need to touch base with them about Across the Pond 4, we're up to 4, Across the Pond 4, because they have finished that, so I still need to get their feedback. I'm gonna add those to my notes in the Scrivener read through, and then just continue editing that. I also want to do the cover presentation and the cover illustration for Across the Pond 4. So I kind of know roughly what each of those books is going to be cover-wise, but I just want to put some visual inspiration images together. My little cover presentation, I've talked about this, I've shown this I think in a previous vlog, I'll show you again. And then I want to start those illustrations. And again, I want to just have a rough, semi-rough, semi-polished, somewhere in between line sketch, pencil sketch basically, so that by the end of this month, so that in July I can do the rest. So that my hope is then by August, both covers will be fully illustrated, because that is the time-consuming part, and that is the part that it just feels almost impossible to do when I'm back working full-time. So have the hardest bit done and have them be like 60 to 75% done by the time the semester starts, so that for whichever one comes out that autumn, like if it's Independent Hearts, have that like probably 80% done by August, and have Across the Ponds be like 60 to 75% done, so that I can be doing little bits to it. Get them both down to the easy part and the fun part by the time the semester starts. And then the other thing I want to do in June, I have not announced this yet, but thinking ahead to Camp July, this is a crazy idea, and some of you are probably going to be like, why would you do that? But I can't help myself. This would be the next thing that would need to be written, and I can't not write something. Is that too many negatives? I don't know. I have to always be writing something. I've learned that about myself. It's not possible for me to only be editing or whatever. And I get extra cranky when I'm like at a point where I'm only editing and copy editing and proofreading and there's no like new generative work being done. So I have to always be writing something. I'm not going to start a new series yet because that would be a really bad idea. But since Royal Romance is so like far behind all the others, and it's Royal Romance is just running its own race. That's just where we're at with that project. Royal Romance is running its own race. It's doing its own thing. I have reasons for that. I don't know how good those reasons are, but I have reasons. So the next thing that I would start writing is Across the Pond 5. And I have ideas. I have a lot of ideas. So I'm probably going to start outlining those ideas around the end of the month once I'm done writing Independent Hearts 3. So whenever that finishes, I will start outlining and brainstorming and developing Across the Pond 5. And then Across the Pond 5 is going to be my project for Camp Nano in July. I will probably still be outlining, so my goal for July is probably going to be a lot lower than I thought. I thought I was going to go really hard for July, but I think I'm going to go a little bit easier because I will need to be focusing on editing. But I just, as I was working on book 4, and since I've stopped working on book 4, the character that I have planned for book 5, ideas. I have tons of ideas and I don't want to wait to start writing them. So is it wise to start the next book in a series when I'm still working on the previous book in that series? Probably not, and I've not really done that before. So we'll see how this goes. So that's kind of the update on Across the Pond and a little bit of forecasting for camp in July. Royal Romance, as I said, it's running its own race. It's doing its own thing. I love that for that project. I want to do a Kindle read through and a Scrivener read through for that project because it's been so long since I've looked at it. And I would like to do a cover presentation, start getting some ideas for a cover design, and just figure out what I think the kind of recurring convention or recurring design theme will be for that book because I don't have one for it the way I do for Independent Hearts and Across the Pond 3. So I want to do some thinking about the cover for that so that I can maybe start actually illustrating it over winter break later this year. Basically, that is book 1 of a whole new series, and I don't want to overthink it. I really don't want to overthink it. And I don't want to build it up in my head or in your heads as being something completely revolutionary to my writing, because it's not. Let's not get our hopes up too high. And I feel like when you're writing a new series, this happened with Independent Hearts, it's so easy to think maybe this one will be the one where I go viral. And then when it doesn't, there's just that tiny bit of disappointment. So I don't want to build it up too much, but I also don't want to rush to put it out. There are things that I've learned in terms of like book trim size and which page colors you should use. Like, I didn't realize there were standards or conventions about white paper versus cream paper. So there's things that I just know I want to do a little bit differently, and I don't want to rush those decisions. So I feel like Rural Romance has kind of become a little bit of my little pet project, whereas Across the Pond and Independent Hearts are kind of my workhorses. They're the ones that are getting stuff done. I feel like Rural Romance is my little pet pony that I just really love and enjoy working on, and I can't wait to get back to work on it, but I don't want to rush things with that one. So yeah, there's a lot of work to do this summer. I'm gonna try not to pressure myself. I'm gonna try to just see what feels good on any given day. Just get stuff done. But speaking of getting stuff done, I've talked for too long. I need to start writing, but I'm actually gonna probably not write. Well, I don't know. I might try writing. So last thing, someone said in the comment in a comment on the video I just put up that sometimes writing, that they can't write with a watch or a bracelet on because sometimes that causes nerve problems in their arm and their hand. I'm gonna try writing without my watch on. I think that will be too easy of an answer, so I have low expectations for that actually working, but I am gonna try. If writing without my watch keeps my ulnar nerve from flaring up, I will type. If it flares up again, like it has the last few days, we're gonna switch to dictating, because I did that yesterday and it actually worked. I will tell you more about that once I have written some words, because again, it's nearly 5:30. I have not written anything yet. We need to fix that. Okay, I got to 1,038. It's now 6:21, so I need to wrap up here at the desk, go get some dinner, go get on with relaxing for the rest of the evening. But taking the watch off, I don't know. Like, it could be that it's just my arm is doing better after not typing yesterday, but I was still feeling some of the pain and numbness yesterday. I haven't felt any today, even though I have been leaning kind of on the desk while working on my planner. So it could be that it just is doing better today. But after writing for over 1,000 words, I wasn't having the problem. So maybe the watch trick did work. So thanks for that tip. I'm gonna keep playing with it and trying to write with the watch and without the watch, see if that makes a difference. I generally like keeping my watch on so that it can be keeping track of certain health stats, but for the hour-ish that I write each day, I could try just not wearing the watch. So I'll keep playing with it. But thanks for that tip, because so far I did manage to type to write for over 1,000 words. We are at 74,433 total in the manuscript as of today, and I am working on chapter 15. I don't know if I was working on chapter 15 the last time I vlogged. No, I think I was. We finished chapter 14 and started chapter 15 in the last vlog. So I'm still in chapter 15 and that's going well. So everything's going okay. I did manage to write yesterday, but I dictated. So I stuck with my kind of rule. I wasn't going to write on Sunday, but I said in the last vlog that if I did any writing, I would do it by dictation and try that out. And so that's what I did, and I ended up getting to 962 words yesterday. So that has brought by doing that many words on a non-writing day, because Sundays are, according to Scrivener, my off day. By doing that much on my off day, my daily goal in Scrivener is now down to 917 words, which makes me very happy. If I took, when I looked at it earlier today, if I took another day off of my writing schedule, it would have my daily goal be 1,064. So if I can do some extra words this week and do another like 900 something words dictation on Sunday, that might bring my daily goal down enough that I could take 2 days off a week. And that would be really nice. Especially since in June I want to start adding back in editing and things like that. You know, instead of writing on Saturdays and Sundays, I could do a little bit of editing on those days or something like that. So yeah, making really good progress. I did want to touch base with you all about how dictation went after feeling very resistant to it on Saturday and feeling like I don't like this at all. Yesterday it actually wasn't that bad, even with speaking the punctuation, and I was doing a bit of dialogue. I don't know, I did start getting used to it. I got used to having to say quote, end quote, comma, period. I will say what wasn't working so well, or what seemed to be glitching, was creating a new line or a new paragraph. It would just do a space and then start what was supposed to be on the next line. But then a few seconds later, it would shift everything to a new line. So like it figured it out eventually, but it wasn't as smooth as I would have liked. The biggest problem I had, and I need to figure out if there's a trick, if it was just, I think it might have been, I think this might have happened when I was dictating for a longer chunk. It just felt like at a certain point it would freak out and it would type up everything I just said and then it would delete half the sentence. It's like, but you had it and it was right. It was good. And then it deleted it. And of course, I can't remember what I just said. So it happened like 3 or 4 times, and 2 or 3 of those times I could remember what I'd said and I just typed it up. But then one of the times I could not remember what I had literally just spoken when it deleted it. And so I just wrote something else that I think was close. That's not ideal. So I need to play with it and just see if it's an issue with if I dictate for too long of a stretch, it starts to glitch. So like maybe I dictate for a few lines and then I stop it, and then I dictate a few lines and then I stop it. So I'm gonna keep playing with that. I definitely feel like I do prefer dictating in smaller chunks because I will see it make mistakes, and I don't like the idea of dictating 1,000 words and then having to go back through and edit 1,000 words. I would rather dictate 50 words or 100 words and then go back and edit 50 words or 100 words. It was getting some of the names confused. There are 2 names that I was using yesterday where, like, one, because this is a character, a secondary character. So there's a secondary character in this book named Adela, Adela. That name could change, so don't hold me to that. If you read this book and you're like, there's no Adela in this book, I could still change her name. I'm just saying. But at the moment, there is a secondary character named Adela, and it is spelled Adela. It'll get it sometimes, but then other times it wants to just do Della, Della, and so that's really frustrating. Because, like, I'm not dealing with really unique, like, fantasy names. You'd think it would get it. It does tend to get my main character's name correct, so that's good, because I was a little worried about her name. It's not terribly unique, but it's also not terribly common, and I always worry about my pronunciation of things, so it gets a lot, and I can see it. It's a little bit trippy sometimes. I can see it typing, and then when it gets further, like, it'll do the wrong word to start with, and then when it gets more context, it edits it. So, like, I'll be dictating something with the word there, and I'll mean THEIR, and it'll start off by doing there as in over there, but then once it gets a few more words and figures out the context, it edits it to the version that I want. So that's interesting. I do seem to be doing okay with dictation in Scrivener because I can see it. I really don't think I would like dictation if I was just speaking into a microphone while walking around my apartment or doing dishes. Like, I have to see the words on the screen. I have to. This is definitely a learning curve enough and feels awkward enough if I couldn't see the screen. I suppose there's probably a freedom in that and you don't start second guessing yourself, but no, not for me. At least not at this point in my writing / dictation journey. But I do think I'm going to keep doing dictation. So I might do a little bit more throughout this week. And then in the next 3 or 4 vlogs, give you a more detailed, like, first impressions, overall thoughts, things that I'm noticing. Like, my hand is doing okay, but it's not as bad as it was in the last vlog, but I can still feel, it just feels a little bit tight, and it does feel like whatever one level down from sore is. Like, it's not completely normal, but it's not yet pain. It's like a 2 on the pain scale. And it almost feels just more like joint stiffness, and it is primarily in these 2 fingers, which is, again, bizarre. I do think it would be the wise decision to continue working and playing around with dictation and getting better and faster at dictation, because I just think I am, in the last few years, like since 2019, that I've been writing consistently and on a regular basis and publishing all these books, and I've got so many books left coming up. This isn't going to go away. And, like, if it isn't the ulnar nerve problem, then it's a wrist problem or it's a back problem and not really feeling comfortable sitting up at my desk. I do think dictation is something I need to be taking just a little bit more seriously and figuring out a way to make it work. Just an extra tool I need to add to my toolbox. I don't think it will ever be my preferred method of writing. Like, I can tell you that right now. But I do think overall, in the long run, I will be glad that this year I decided to start playing with dictation more. So I will keep you guys updated. But Sunday, it was awkward, but by the end of the writing session on Sunday, I had gotten a little bit more used to it and it didn't feel as awkward. And so I'm hopeful that as I keep going, it won't be so bad. So yeah, I will keep you updated. But for now, I need to go get dinner and I need to go rest and relax. So we're gonna wrap this vlog up here because I know I have spoken enough today. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, all of that great stuff. I would really appreciate it. In the comments, since it's June tomorrow, as you're watching this, like I said, this is going to go up on Wednesday the 31st. So happy June to everyone. Let me know I've just told you some of my plans for the month. So let me know one, two, or three things that you have planned for the month of June, or 1 to 3 things that you are looking forward to. I think my top 3 things that I'm looking forward to are definitely finishing Independent Hearts 3. I am looking forward to diving back into all of my projects that have been so neglected, and I'm also looking forward to working on the covers, getting that started. And then as a non-writing thing, I'm looking forward to summer solstice. Like, the end of June can take its time, and I'm still figuring out like what I don't think I'm going to do anything that's special for summer solstice, but I'm still looking forward to summer solstice, to get through the longest day of the year, and to know that after June 21st, the days will start getting just a little bit shorter again. I feel like summer solstice for me is exciting because it becomes that little tipping point where we then gradually slide back towards autumn, and that just makes me so happy. So yeah, those are just some things that I'm looking forward to in June. So let me know some things you are looking forward to in June, or you can leave me a sun emoji in honor of my very sunny walk this morning, but it was lovely. So yeah, thank you all for watching this vlog, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye!